What's up, Gtown?
Vlog number 5.
Yep.
Dude, last week was so intense. I loved every second of it. It was like every play in every game was helping somebody and hurting somebody. We had a youth leader meeting in small group at like 3:30 to 5:30, and so I was just sitting there on my computer and then had to go away from it all. It was agonizing not knowing what was happening, but that was a lot of fun.
Well, give us a confession here. How many times did you go to the bathroom during the youth leader meeting?
It was actually beautiful because at one point, Preston Ifong said, "Oh, I didn't get the email." So I was like, "Oh, let me send it to you." Because I was the one sending it, but I was like, "I'll forward it to you." So I pulled the phone out. The phone never went away. Let's just put it that way. I had that sucker on my lap, checking fantasy. They had no idea what was going on. It was beautiful.
So, Pastor, wherever you are at GBC,
he's not in our league. That's
yeah,
all I know.
I think we need to square this away, man. Verge, you need to get your flock under control.
Verge, don't tell Barry.
And I guess I would say to my flock, you need to get your pastor under control because I always make it through church, but once we start doing teardown, I do a quick check.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Here we go into week 1 of playoffs. What are the narratives that we're looking at right now? What are the storylines?
Well, we got the quick toilet bowl. G, Pauly, Wood, and Coog in there. So I guess 3 of them have had the name before. Wood is the only one who hasn't. And
with the name like Woodcocks, it's like he has had the name involuntarily.
We've done the worst to first from Coog, and now Wood's going to see if we can do it the first to worst. I don't think it'll happen though. Real quick. How do you keep these guys? What's your play right now from just giving up and quitting? Well, that's the beauty of the name. Like, that's a strong incentive to make sure that roster is set, to still be trying to pick up waivers, Rex Burkhead, whatever you got to do.
Yeah. All right. Real quick. 3 weeks. They just go head to head battle royale. Let's just rank them 10, 9, 8, 7.
I would go, if we're going from the bottom up, Pauly's actually been strong the last couple of weeks. Sorry, G. I'm going to go G 10, Pauly 9, Coog 8, Wood 7. That's where I'm going.
All right.
You can show your brother some loyalty. I can see that working.
I'm going to go G 10, Woodcocks 9.
Whoa.
Yeah. I think the Rex Burkhead was symbolic of there's problems. And I think the Burkhead is a white flag of concession. I think he's going to stay out of the name game, but just barely. I think Pauly finishes strong, and I think my brother actually puts up some. I think Coog's going to actually outscore some of the guys in the top bracket. I think he's going to have some big weeks.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I see Brady and DeMarco. I think Wood will be fine.
I think Brady without Gronk. I don't think he's. I think he's a number 7, number 8 quarterback. Honestly,
you can make that argument.
Yeah, I'm making it. Put it on the board. All right, playoffs. What do you think?
Right, so we got a 1 week, top 2 scores move on. 2 Moffats, arm healer. Arm healer backed his way right into that thing. Another 0-2, but he snuck in.
Yeah.
He's coming on a 1-9 streak. I'm not that much better at 3-7. Big Daddy's, I think, 11-1. He was 4-10, whatever that is now, and I think he finished 15-11. So Big Daddy's 11-1 in his last 6 weeks. And
so let's just right now say Big Daddy is getting one of the spots. I just feel like it's destiny. Like, I just feel like one spot's going. Like, that's how I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like Big Daddy is in. I feel like me and you are fighting for that second spot, and I feel incredibly vulnerable.
Okay, so when I went through every team, I looked at matchups for each of their guys. I looked at projecteds, and then I looked to see if I would adjust the projecteds at all. And I'll just do a quick team by team if you're down with that.
Do it, man.
Okay, so healer, to me, his projecteds were only 1547, and as I went through, they might even be a little bit high. Crowell is projected for about 200. I would put that closer to like maybe 120, 125. Everybody else was close, but I could see Healer ended up in the mid to high 14s. I think he's going to have the hardest road to get in. So I was looking at me and the two Moffats. For me, you're the lock. I know you think Big Daddy's the lock. For me, you're the lock. You have the highest projecteds, and I think even some of those. Breeze at 347, I could see being like 400. Who else did he have? Mike Evans against New Orleans at like 247. I could see that being 300 plus. So they were all pretty solid on the projections and maybe even a few low. I see a 1,800 point week for you. And I feel like
but you got to understand, I'm historically horrible.
There's a history here. I know.
It's psychological. I think I'm screwed. When I didn't get that bye, I was like, I'm done.
You're getting off the schneid this week, dude. You're going to the finals. You're gonna make it.
I don't see that happening. Honestly, I think it's gonna be. I honestly think it'll be you and Big Daddy. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Okay, well you're wrong. Big Daddy, I was breaking down. Here's where I'm scared about Big Daddy. He has A-Rod, Jordy, Jimmy Graham, and right now Tyler Lockett. And it's not going to get above freezing all week in Green Bay. The day of the game, the low temperature is 10 degrees, and we're looking at snow flurries.
Jeez.
I could see that just being a rough situation to try to pass in. And so I could see all of those guys having rough games. And then you're relying on like Matt Forte, who his projected is almost 300, which maybe, but I just don't see that at this point in the season. Jonathan Stewart, Julian Edelman against Baltimore. It was just not looking – I could see a scenario where he ends up in the 14s also. He's projected for like 1642.
Yeah.
And if that Green Bay situation is like Minnesota, Seattle in the playoffs last year, he's not going to get to that 1642. So his variance is a negative style where I think he's going to have to fight just to hit his 16. So
okay, I did look at the Forte projection at 300 points. And honestly, there's not a snowball's chance. He's been over 300 4 times this year. But he hasn't really – in the last month, he hasn't been anywhere close. In the last 6 weeks, 256 is the highest.
Yeah, he started off a lot stronger than he's been in the last month and a half.
And I mean, the Jets just look lame. So I don't see him even getting inside the 10 that often to get goal line work.
Right, Bryce Petty starting.
Stealing stuff. I don't see that happening. And I didn't know the weather conditions at Green Bay. So
X factor.
I do, and they're playing Seattle, and
right.
I do think that changes my perspective that he's a lock. But it just feels like Big Daddy can do no wrong.
It does. 11-1 in 6 weeks. That's hard to argue against. But I'd be spooked if I was Big Daddy and that was my team. He's on a pretty unprecedented run right now, but I'd be spooked. And then mine, I thought my projections were pretty close. I have some good matchups as far as rankings, like McCoy. Pittsburgh's ranked like 28th against the run. His average, while he's been healthy, has been over 300. I think his 265 is maybe a little low. Dez maybe a little low in the 180s for his projected. But otherwise, Gore might be a little high in the 220s. But I say it all kind of evens out. I could see around 1,700 this week. So if I'm making the call, it's me and you, Join and Verge and the Schwab. That's my prediction. I'm also calling a snow day on Thursday right now. I'm making that prediction. So if we get a snow day in Gresham on Thursday, then watch out, baby.
Put it on the board. He's a company man.
Yep. So there's my calls.
Okay. Love it. Let's play this out a little bit. Does it matter who makes it to the finals? Is this thing Verge's to lose right now?
Verge would be my favorite. Yep. I do think. I mean, really, it's going to be a team's got to produce 2 weeks in a row. I'm the dark horse. I might not even make it, obviously. I think Healer's the one team. Sorry, Healer. With Gronk going out, it's hard to see a path forward for Healer to win the title. I think any of the other ones could. I think Big Daddy's going to have a hard time making the finals. So then it's me and the three big boys, but that's the top 4 point scorers this year. And Rawls is my X factor. If Rawls comes back and does what he did this last week and does it a couple more times, I have a fighting chance.
Yeah.
But Verge on paper, Verge with Latavius Murray. Latavius' last 6 weeks, if you look at it, legit. And if he's your RB2, T.Y. Hilton right now is the number 5 wide receiver. Antonio Brown's number 1. David Johnson's number 1 running back. That's a scary squad. Greg Olson's the number 1 tight end. Minnesota's the number 1 defense. So if he's got Russ playing healthy and good ball, that's the favorite right there to me.
I agree. Verge has just managed so well. When you look at it too, he was slumping there for a while. And I was wondering, is he going to give up on any of those guys? And he didn't.
Yeah, and he changed his name at some point too, didn't he? I can't even remember what he put, but he was worried, dude.
Yeah.
He's finished strong.
So I got to give it up there. And Schwab is always a magician.
He's just lurking, dude. He's just lurking there with a solid top to bottom.
Yep.
So you definitely can't sleep on Schwabi.
The thing that's crazy about Schwab is I've never seen a guy play matchups so strategically. Like Julio Jones, like all of us would be like, no, you'd never sit Julio. And I remember this year he sat Julio. And part of it is they were playing the Seahawks. You didn't want to root against him.
Well, he went off too.
But he put – who did he put in? It was like he sat Julio and put in like –
You'd have to ask
Perryman or something. It was a no name, and the guy went nuts. Schwab he's just so crafty, man.
Yeah. Yep. So he struggled a little bit lately, but he got this last week, really got it going. So the pieces are there for Schwab. If I was calling a favorite right now, the favorite's Verge. And then all eyes are on the 1 week, 4 teams. It's going to be fun. Yeah,
Sunday's going to be great. So I'm preaching. I'm looking forward to that. Teaching Luke 1:46 to 55, Mary's song, the Magnificat, so to speak.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that. The theme is God looks at the humble estate of his servant. So that gives Healer a fighting chance.
Pray a lot, Healer.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if we frame this up theologically, Healer's he's going to win this thing, man.
The last shall be first.
Yeah, that's all right, man. All right, anything else we need to discuss?
Nope, I think next week's vlog for a little finals preview will be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Good luck, boys.
All right, guys. Tear it up and post this on social media. The viewership's just unbelievable. I think we were up to 30-something last time. So
nice. Let's go for 40.
Let's do it. All right. Peace. Have a great Sunday, boys. See ya.
See you guys.